The story begins in a small village in South Korea, where a married couple named Jae-gu and Soon-young run a tiny auto repair garage. The shop is so small that most people driving by don't even notice it. Because of that, business is painfully slow, and they're constantly struggling to make ends meet. Jae-gu's financial situation also makes Soon-young the target of constant criticism from her family. They never liked him, especially because the garage belongs to Soon-young's parents, and Jae-gu has never been able to pay them any rent. Their lives keep getting harder, while every passing day pushes them deeper into debt. Things become so difficult that Soon-young starts making and selling handmade dolls just to help support their household. But then, construction begins right next to their garage. Large construction trucks start parking directly in front of the shop, completely blocking it from view. Anyone passing by can barely even tell the garage is there, and whatever little business they still had quickly disappears. The one thing keeping them afloat slowly slips completely out of their reach. Frustrated and desperate, Jae-gu finally goes over to the construction site to speak with the site manager and his wife. But instead of getting any help, he ends up arguing with one of the truck drivers. During the confrontation, he accidentally knocks the manager's daughter to the ground. One split-second mistake is about to change everything for everyone involved. The people there are furious, so they drag Jae-gu to the police station. An officer tells him that just because his repair shop isn't doing well doesn't mean he should blame someone else for it. Then another officer points out that the garage actually belongs to Jae-gu's father-in-law and that he's planning to sell the property. After giving him a warning, the police let him go. Sometimes pride hurts far more than any punishment ever could. On his way home, Jae-gu notices a man stranded on the side of the road. The man's truck has broken down, and he's getting ready to sell it to a scrapyard. Jae-gu tells him that if he simply replaces the valves, the truck could keep running for several more years. When he gets home, he asks Soon-young if her father really intends to sell the garage. She quietly admits that her father has grown tired of waiting for the unpaid rent. The truth hits harder because deep down, he already knows it. Hearing that leaves Jae-gu angry, and he silently walks out of the house. He stops at a nearby convenience store to buy cigarettes and beer, but since he doesn't have enough money, he can only afford the cheapest pack of cigarettes. The store is owned by an elderly woman whom Jae-gu had once helped. To thank him, she has her granddaughter bring him a free can of beer. Even the smallest act of kindness means everything to someone struggling. Jae-gu is sitting outside his garage, smoking a cigarette and drinking his beer, when a scrap dealer named Mr. Moon suddenly shows up and starts beating him. He's furious because Jae-gu convinced the truck owner to repair the truck instead of selling it for scrap, costing him the deal he was expecting. One good deed unexpectedly creates another enemy waiting in the shadows. The scene shifts to dinner, where Mr. Moon tells his friends about the fight with Jae-gu. As they talk, the conversation turns to Soon-young. Hearing her name, Mr. Moon quietly gets up and walks outside. He once wanted to marry Soon-young, and even now, he still hasn't stopped loving her. A few days later, Soon-young attends a family gathering where nearly all of her relatives mock her for marrying Jae-gu. Old feelings never disappear. Sometimes they only hide beneath the surface. A little later, Jae-gu arrives wearing brand new clothes and carrying a cake. He actually borrowed money just so he could buy those clothes and show up looking respectable. But as soon as he reaches the front door, he overhears people inside talking behind his back. They laugh at his poverty and make fun of everything he's been through. Humiliated, Jae-gu quietly turns around and leaves without ever walking inside. He walks away silently, carrying a humiliation nobody else can truly see. On his way back, Jae-gu spots a car stopped in the middle of the road with a flat tire. He quickly changes the tire and gets the car back on the road. Since it's late at night and the driver isn't likely to find another mechanic at that hour, Jae-gu charges more than usual. After finishing the repair, he checks what caused the flat and notices a nail lying on the road. Around that same time, Soon-young gets out of a relative's car. They ignore Jae-gu and leave without saying a word, which deeply hurts him and leads to an argument between the two. The deepest wounds often come from the people closest to us. To calm Soon-young down, Jae-gu hands her the money he just earned from fixing the tire. Later that night, when they go to bed, he can't fall asleep because he keeps replaying the humiliation in his mind. Finally, he walks outside and scatters a handful of nails all across the road. His plan works, and the very next morning, a customer shows up with a flat tire. This time, Jae-gu charges the man even more than before. Desperation slowly begins changing every choice he decides to make. But after several hours pass without another customer, Jae-gu starts getting worried. He goes back to check the nails and discovers what's happening. Every time large construction trucks drive over the road, their massive tires knock the nails out of the way, while the heavy truck tires remain completely unaffected. Even his desperate plan refuses to work the way he expected. Even after realizing that, Jae-gu refuses to give up. He stays up late making even sharper nails before threading them across the road again. This time, Soon-young catches him doing it and immediately starts crying. She's terrified that someone could get into a serious accident and that the police could arrest both of them if they find out. But Jae-gu convinces her that everyone around there is corrupt and willing to take bribes, so they have nothing to fear. He also says that the people driving through are all wealthy tourists, so tricking them isn't really wrong. Eventually, Sun-young agrees. Need slowly overpowers the values they once refused to compromise. As time passes, Jae-gu starts making good money. One day, Yeri, the construction site owner's wife, brings her car in with a flat tire, and Jae-gu repairs it. While he's working, Sun-young invites Yeri to sit down and offers her something to drink. Feeling sorry for their situation, Yeri asks how much one of Sun-young's handmade dolls costs, then pays her twice the price. But Sun-young feels as if she's accepting charity, so she tells Jae-gu not to charge Yeri anything for changing her tire. Kindness feels painful whenever pride has already been broken before. That night, the two head back to the road once again to scatter more nails. As they work, Sun-young suggests that instead of spreading nails there every night, they should permanently secure them in the road. As they're out scattering nails on the road one night, a couple of police officers drive by and ask what they're doing out there so late. The two of them simply tell the officers it's a personal matter. The next morning, they both seem worried because they haven't had a single customer for hours. Sun-young then pulls out the money she earned from selling her dolls. Jae-gu takes that money to the convenience store, pays off all of his outstanding debt, and buys some beer. For the first time in weeks, things finally seem to be changing. Meanwhile, Sun-young goes to a hair salon for the first time to get her hair done. When the store owner tells Mr. Moon that Jae-gu paid off all of his debt in one shot, Mr. Moon immediately starts getting suspicious. That night, Jae-gu and Sun-young head back to the road and use a power drill to make holes so they can permanently secure the nails in place. Their desperate plan quietly begins working exactly the way they imagined. Around the same time, Yeri learns that her daughter has been kidnapped. When the police ask if she suspects anyone, her eyes suddenly land on the doll she bought from Sun-young. She throws the doll away and accuses Sun-young of being behind the kidnapping, but the police believe they still don't have enough solid evidence to arrest Jae-gu and Sun-young. Meanwhile, one of the officers mentions that he saw the two of them acting suspiciously on the road late one night. A single observation suddenly gives the entire investigation a dangerous direction. Within the next few hours, the police arrest Jae-gu on suspicion of kidnapping. Crying, Sun-young insists they never kidnapped anyone. Jae-gu is taken to the police station for questioning, while another group of officers searches their repair shop. Since Sun-young's father owns the shop, he's called in as well. But instead of standing by his daughter and son-in-law, he humiliates his own daughter, saying she ruined her life by choosing a man like Jae-gu. Even his own family refuses to stand beside him when it matters. Despite an extensive investigation, the police fail to find any evidence against them, so they release Jae-gu without filing any charges. One of the officers even apologizes and gives him a ride home. The following day, Jae-gu gets his tools ready again, because losing business during his time away had cost them a lot of money. Seeing how worried he is, Sun-young tells him not to lose hope because everything will work out soon. Hope becomes the only thing they have left to hold on to. Meanwhile, Mr. Moon keeps talking with the police, insisting that Jae-gu must be hiding something, but without evidence, the police can't do anything. Mr. Moon asks them to keep an eye on the repair shop. Later that night, when Sun-young goes out to hammer more nails into the road, Mr. Moon secretly spots her. As soon as she leaves, he walks toward the road himself. What he discovers next could change everything for both of them. Everything immediately clicks when Mr. Moon sees the nails embedded in the road, and he decides to blackmail Sun-young. Meanwhile, Jae-gu starts making good money and spends it freely. One day, an elderly couple's car gets a flat tire because of the nails on the road. While repairing it, they ask Jae-gu for a discount since they need to get to the hospital as quickly as possible, but he still charges them the full price. Greed slowly begins drowning out every trace of his remaining conscience. Later, when Sun-young goes to the grocery store, she runs into Mr. Moon. He tells her he knows exactly what they've been doing and says that if she wants him to keep their secret, she'll have to meet him alone. That night, neither of them can fall asleep. Jae-gu can't stop thinking about how wrong it was to overcharge the elderly couple, while Sun-young is terrified because she knows exactly what Mr. Moon wants from her. Fear and guilt quietly consume them from completely different directions.
As she lies there thinking, Sun-young asks her husband what they'll do if someone finds out about their scam. Jae-gu tells her they'll quit for good before that person has a chance to go to the police. The next day, after struggling with a decision for hours, Sun-young meets Mr. Moon alone, and to keep their scam a secret, she's forced to be intimate with him. Afterward, Mr. Moon tells the police they should keep a close eye on Jae-gu's repair shop. Devastated by what happened, Sun-young begins hating herself and calls herself worthless. Just then, she unexpectedly runs into some old friends who invite her to go shopping with them. One terrible choice leaves wounds that no one else can ever see. She goes with them to take her mind off everything. Later that night, when she returns home, Jae-gu is shocked to see her with a new haircut and a pile of new clothes. He tells her he made dinner for her, but she ignores him, takes a shower, and falls asleep deep in tears as memories of Mr. Moon keep replaying in her mind. A few days later, Jae-gu notices a crashed car near his repair shop. Thinking the police will be there any minute, he starts pulling the nails out of the road. Suddenly, a man climbs out of the wrecked car, and the moment he spots Jae-gu, he takes off running. Sometimes the truth appears in the most unexpected possible way. After the man disappears, Jae-gu checks the vehicle and realizes it belongs to the kidnapper who abducted Yeri's daughter. Within a few hours, news reporters flood the area around his repair shop. Everyone believes Jae-gu rescued Yeri's daughter, so they treat him like a hero and begin interviewing him. Even the governor publicly congratulates him. Fame arrives overnight, built entirely on a misunderstanding no one questions. When Sun Young's father hears the news, he suddenly pretends to care about his son-in-law just to get close to the governor. The governor rewards Jae-gu with a large cash prize. Using that money, Jae-gu offers to buy his father-in-law's repair shop, but his father-in-law raises the price. Even so, Jae-gu buys the shop and, in front of Sun Young's entire family, humiliates his father-in-law by making him sign the ownership papers. The man, once mocked by everyone, now forces them to respect him. Within a few days, the two of them even buy a car. But despite everything they already have, they still don't stop spending money. Now that everyone trusts them, they continue running their repair business while secretly hammering nails into the road. Soon, they install an electric sign outside the shop, buy expensive clothes, and start having dinner at upscale restaurants, where they talk about leaving their town and moving somewhere else. Success only pushes them deeper into the life they should abandon. Jae-gu's auto repair business keeps growing, while Mr. Moon loses more and more customers. Still determined to blackmail Sun Young, he continues calling her, but she ignores every single call. Around that time, an unfamiliar car begins following Jae-gu wherever he goes. One day, while he's sitting outside a store drinking beer, he suddenly hears a police officer shouting and follows the commotion all the way to the hospital. A painful truth finally catches up before he can escape it. There, he learns that another driver was seriously injured in an accident because of his own carelessness. Jae-gu walks out of the hospital overwhelmed with shame. Just then, Mr. Moon finds him and says that before he tells everyone the accidents were caused by Jae-gu's actions, he should leave town while he still has the chance. The fortune he fought so hard to build begins collapsing around him. Panic-stricken, Jae-gu sits in his car and breaks down in tears, wondering how Mr. Moon found out about everything. Then, it suddenly hits him. Mr. Moon had known the truth all along. Desperate, Jae-gu rushes home, and the first thing he does is grab the cash Sun Young had hidden away in the closet before trying to leave. Crying, Sun Young tries to stop him. That's when she finally tells him she was forced to give herself to Mr. Moon to keep him from exposing their secret. The truth finally destroys everything they had fought to protect together. Sun Young tells Jae-gu they earned all that money together through countless sacrifices, and she won't let him walk away like this. After hearing everything, Jae-gu is completely devastated, believing his wife betrayed him for the sake of money. He leaves every dollar behind with Sun Young, walks out of the house in tears, and heads straight to the road, where he desperately tries to pull the nails out with his bare hands. Some mistakes become impossible to erase, no matter how hard you try.
But the nails had been driven so deeply into the pavement that they couldn't be pulled out easily. The next morning, while Sun Young is getting dressed in new clothes and putting on makeup, Jae-gu brings over a truck driver and has him drive across the road, hoping the truck's massive weight will force every nail permanently into the pavement. His final attempt is no longer about money, but living with himself again. Some stories don't end. They stay buried where no one can see them. If stories like this stay with you long after they're over, subscribe to KTS Mosan, because some truths are too haunting to be told just once.